Hey you, and welcome to this cooking companion demonstration of cool rice and cucumber salad. In this video, I'll cue you when to pause the video so you can cook along with me. This recipe comes from Deborah Madison's The New Vegetarian Cooking for Everyone as part of the virtual cookbook club created by me, Jenna Edwards. So get your ingredients ready and let's get started. First, let's put a medium pan on the stove with 8 cups of water and bring it to a boil. So pause the video now and do that. While the water is heating up, let's start chopping those cucumbers. So get them halved and remove the seeds with a spoon. Just use light pressure to scoop out the meat. Now, here's how I chopped my cucumbers. Texture is important to me, and I wanted the pieces to be a similar size to the rice. So I cut long strips, but not all the way through the cucumber. I left about 1/2 inch still intact at the tip, so all my pieces are still attached. This makes it easier to evenly chop your tiny pieces. So gather them tightly and make thin slices through your long strips. By now, your water should be boiling, so add 1½ cups of long grain white rice and 2 teaspoons of salt. Lightly stir it to keep the rice from sticking to the pan and set a timer for 12-ish minutes. So pause the video and take care of your cucumbers and your rice. Let's take care of those herbs now. Start with half of your parsley bunch and remove any yellowed dead leaves. If you used fresh parsley, you can probably skip this step. As you separate the leaves from the stems, drop the leaves in a bowl of water to wash. You'll do this with the dill too. Now, if you have kids or helpful friends or partners, this is a great place to get them involved. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just looking to avoid the thick stems. Now, this is about what 3 tablespoons of dill looks like. It's a lot, right? So for now, set aside your herbs for this next step. At some point in this process, your rice will be ready, so drain it in a colander and then move it to a large bowl. Okay, so pause the video and take care of your herbs and rice. So here's where I veer from the recipe directions a little bit. Deborah says to chop the herbs, but I like mine pulverized. So I'm using a food processor with the 3 tablespoons of olive oil the recipe calls for just to keep it all moving. If you have a little food processor, I highly recommend using it here. The recipe also says to use 2 tablespoons of chopped mint, so if you're including the mint, you'd add it in here too. However you chop them, set them aside or in the bowl with the cucumbers. Now let's chop those green onions. You can peel the outer layer off and just wash off the green tips. Now see here how all this is already clean. For the recipe, we'll chop all the white and a little of the green. So remove the roots and finely chop those green onions. Once you've chopped 1/4 cup, which is about half a bunch, mix in 1/4 cup of vinegar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So pause the video to chop your herbs and your green onions. All right. All your prep is done. Just mix everything together and add in 1/2 cup of yogurt. You may need to add in more vinegar or salt, so just season it to your preference of tartness. Deborah suggests using lettuce as a garnish, and it is indeed pretty, but you can also use the leaf as a carrier for the salad. You can serve it at room temperature or chilled, but that's it for your cool rice and cucumber salad. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm Jenna Edwards, your cooking companion.